Welcome to another episode of HalfPint Cooking.
Today we're gonna make boxed muffins. Now these are really pretty easy because they come from a box, simple ingredients. It only has 3 ingredients: water, oil, and eggs. So we're gonna get water, we've got our oil, and we've got our eggs. This is Joel's favorite thing to make, and when we come home from church on Sundays, I say, Jules, make some muffins, because we have them with our dinner on Sundays. And she does it all by herself now, and it's awesome. So I can focus on making the rest of dinner. Let's get started.
Yep.
What's the first thing we need to do? Open them. We already washed our hands, but before we even open the box, what's the first thing we do? We turn the oven on. Okay, so this particular box, we have to look in case you have a different package. This box says turn oven to 425 degrees. We have our oven on. Let's open the box. Actually, let's read the instructions. Number 1.
Heat oven to 425.
This little circle right there, it says 425. That little circle means degrees, okay? And then the F means Fahrenheit. Now, if you're in the United States, most of our things we measure in Fahrenheit. But if you're in a different country, you go in Celsius. But we're in America, the box is from America, so it says Fahrenheit, so that's what we go off of. Okay, so we already turned our oven on.
Place paper baking cups in 12 regular sized muffin cups.
12, right?
Yeah.
So it's saying put the liners in like for cupcakes. I don't like muffins to have those because too much of the muffin sticks onto it. So it says, or
grease bottoms of muffin cups with cooking spray or shortening.
Okay, so we're just gonna spray these, and it says to just spray the bottoms of it. And do you know why? I'm gonna tell you. If you go back and you watch our cooking video on how to make birthday cake, I talked a little bit about this, but if you just spray the bottom, you can always use a knife to scrape it off the side, but it also stops it from growing up on the sides. So we have our cooking spray, and we're just gonna spray the bottoms. I mean, some's gonna get on the sides, and that's okay, but we sprayed the bottom, okay.
To stir, drain blueberries.
So this package, it has a can of fresh blueberries.
Really?
Yeah, so they're fresh and they're really soft. So when you're mixing the blueberries in, you wanna do it gently so that they don't make your muffins all purple, because they will, I promise. Okay, so it says drain them.
Rinse and set aside.
So you wanna open your can of blueberries and you wanna drain them and set them aside. So we're gonna open them and let them drain out, because if you have too many juices in it, it really will make them turn purple. Can openers, especially this one, is kind of hard because Jules is left-handed. Okay, you wanna try? And be careful not to touch these because it will stain anything that it touches. Okay, do you see how it got on my counter there?
Oh, wow.
We wanna clean that up because it will make a mark, it will stain it. It's okay, just clean it up right away. Okay, you did it. Okay, I'm gonna pop this up. We're just gonna drain it, right?
There we go. Look at those blueberries.
Okay, so what I do is I'm just gonna let this sit right on top so it'll drain back into the pan, into the can. So our blueberries are draining. Let's keep reading. What's next?
Stir muffin mix, water, boil, oil and eggs in medium bowl just until blended. Batter may be lumpy. Gently stir in blueberries.
Okay, so it says to gently stir them, and it's okay if it's lumpy. Do you know what happens with muffins if you mix them too much? Is it makes a cone on top. Now muffins, you want them to have a nice rounded shape, right? But if you mix them too much until all the lumps are gone, I know it looks weird that it has lumps, but if you mix it too much, then it will have a tall cone, and then the muffins are a little bit more chewy and they just don't taste as good. So let's open our package. Now we just keep a pair of kitchen scissors right inside of our drawer. So we're just gonna cut it and dump it. Thanks. Okay, dump it in the bowl. It says into a medium-sized mixing bowl, right? Okay. What's next?
Water.
So water's first. Here's our liquid measuring cup, and we're just gonna go to this 3/4 cup mark on here with water. Now it doesn't tell us if it's cold water or warm water, so we're just gonna put whatever comes out of the tap and it'll be fine. Okay. Now these liquid measuring cups, it's really good if you can get down on eye level and make sure that it's the same, because sometimes if you're holding it like this, then it's gonna hit the 3/4 mark a little bit earlier. So put it down and then see if it's right, okay? So, because the counter is hopefully level. If we're measuring oil, then it's already down. Perfect. Okay.
It's just oil. And then eggs.
Okay, if you remember with eggs, we want to make sure to crack it inside of a different bowl just in case we get some eggshells in there, okay? So we're just gonna, since we already have this dirty, we don't need to get a new one. We'll just crack it in here, and then we'll do one at a time. As soon as this one's cracked, we'll put it in. We're gonna just put ours in the sink. If you have a good garbage disposal, it's okay to put it in the sink. If not, just put it in the garbage. Because eggs have a disease called salmonella. You wanna make sure to wash your hands after you've touched eggs and not to eat the batter. And mix it. Now remember, it's okay if it's lumpy, and you just mix it until it's just barely mixed. Yeah. So it says to mix it a little bit first.
That's fine.
Oh, sorry, this is your job. What am I doing? And make sure you get all the sides. Now we're using a whisk, and sometimes there's stuff gets inside of the whisk. Let's not. Now we're gonna add our blueberries. Okay. Okay.
Apple.
I know, purple berries. I'm just gonna start calling them purple berries. Okay. You don't wanna mix it too much. See how the batter is already turning a blue color? So we just want to mix it until it's all in, just barely in, right? See, can you see that if we were to mix it more, then all of the batter would turn blue. Some muffin mixes have dried blueberries in there, and then that's not a problem. You still don't want to mix it too much because then you're going to get that cone shape on top. But with this kind, the Betty Crocker kind with the can, you just want to barely mix those after you get the blueberries in. Now we're gonna just use an ice cream scooper. This is the best way that I found to fill up muffin tins. Now at the end, you can just get a spatula and clean up the rest. You ready to put it in the oven?
No.
Do it. Jules is still kind of scared of the oven, and that's okay because she's gotten burned trying to take things out of the oven. So when we do it, just be very careful and lean over, put it in just a little, and then you can push it. Okay, we just have a little oven on the top of ours, and so the door isn't quite as big. You don't want to leave the oven door open too much because then all the heat is getting out, and then it's not hot enough to cook your muffins. So this says bake for 15 to 20 minutes. How much should we set the timer for? 20 minutes?
No.
What?
Like 18 or something.
Okay, you would think, but I like to start it at the bottom. If it says 15 to 20 minutes, I start at 15 minutes because we can always add more time. We can't unburn something that's already burned or overcooked, right? But we can always add more time and keep cooking. So let's set the timer for 15 minutes. Now we're just gonna wait 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes and our muffins just beeped and they look a little bit dark. So maybe we should have set it for 13 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I forgot to say is when muffins or cake or anything is baking, you don't want to open the oven because then it will sink in the middle. But if you look at these, look, what happened to them, Jules?
They coned up.
They coned up a little bit, especially like this one. I think this was towards the end where we were mixing it a little bit more. This one's nice and rounded. I think that one was probably our first.
Probably this one actually.
And then they kind of got more coney after that. No, it's okay. They're not gonna taste, they might be a little more chewy, but they're gonna be fine. It's just that's not what they're supposed to look like, right? As a cone, you want it nice and rounded. But it's okay, because it tastes the same.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so now we're just gonna let them cool down for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna get our knife and try to take them out. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes, and now we're just using our knife to kind of get them around. And look, it comes out perfect. A little stuck right there, huh? After you make something, what do you wanna do with it?
You eat it.
You eat it. You can just eat it like this. You can break it in half. Put some butter on it if you want. Mmm. High five, dude. Thanks for watching another episode of HalfPint Cooking. What should they do, Jules?
Subscribe.
Subscribe and watch more of our shows. Get involved and make some things. Send us pictures of stuff that you've made and use the hashtag HalfPintCooking or email it to us. We love to see what you're doing at home and what you're experimenting with. Bye.
Bye.
Today, I don't know why we need circus music.